Sylvie Goyet. I'm the Director of Climate Change and Environmental Sustainability Program at SPC. Well, climate change still continues, and climate impacts are still very, very valid here in the Pacific. Let me remind you, just a few weeks ago we had major forest fires in Australia and a lot of the other countries. Just now we're battling TC Tropical Cyclone Harold as a result, and this is a result of climate change as well. And just this week a new study was released pointing out that the Great Barrier Reef in Australia suffered one of its most severe bleaching, the third most severe bleaching in 5 years. So yeah, climate action is probably a bit slow these days, with people having different priorities, funding being reoriented to other activities, but the actions still need to be continued. They've been slow in the past few months because of the crisis, but they will have to continue. Well, first we've had to revisit all of our projects and programs and develop contingency plans, look at what are the impacts upon some of the activities. For a lot of these activities, that means postponing, delaying, suspending some of the missions, some of the travel workshops have to be reprogrammed. So that's what it means, a lot of contingency planning. It also means anticipating, because we have to think what's going to happen in a few months when things hopefully get back to normal. So it's a lot of anticipation work, planning, developing the terms of reference, tender documents, getting ready for when activities pick up again. And third, I'd say keeping everybody informed. With Protege, for example, we're sending newsletters. We are reaching out to all of the partners by Skype, by video conferencing. We are having our regional steering committee for Protege next week by video conference. So things are happening a bit differently, but they're happening. Like all other divisions and teams at SPC, we've been relying a lot more on IT solutions, video conferences, Skypes, etc. And here I would like to acknowledge the work of the IT team at SPC. They've been, outstanding, tremendous in getting us ready for that. So when the confinement came on board, we were ready, and all of our staff has been ready. Minimum problems, as far as I can tell, in terms of reaching out, in terms of getting together. So a lot more reliance on distance work, working from home, and working with IT tools. I'd say as well a lot more attention to people. We're paying attention to our people. We're making sure that no one is left behind. These are the values of SPCs and of the Pacific as well. So making sure everybody is okay. We're reaching out to everyone, both as a team, maintaining a team spirit, and as an organization. It will look different, for sure. As you know, a climate change year is punctuated with all kind of different international events, conferences, and that helps advance the negotiations, it helps advance the decisions. All of these conferences have been postponed. The One Planet Summit, the Ocean Conference, the IUCN Congress, and now the COP26 has been postponed to 2020, to next year, 2021. So of course we have to do things differently as well. So the first thing that's happening is a lot of logistics, as you may imagine. I mean, a lot of reorganizing, replanning, reprogramming all of these big events and conferences. Two, a lot of things are still happening. Right now we're submitting all of the contributions for the ocean and climate call for proposals. Things are still happening. A lot of things are happening online as well. We're having a major ocean and climate conference early June. I would think there is a greater understanding now that things are global and climate change is a global issue, just like COVID. We have to do it together. So this commonality, this multilateralism, I think could be stronger. That's one of the things that's hopefully will happen. Second, I'd say we're looking now at a more systemic type of approach, and climate change, just like COVID, has to be treated in a very systemic way, looking at job uncertainties as well as financial risk and security, all the way to food security. So all of this is very systemic. That's what COVID is doing, and I think that's what climate change as well. Just like a global crisis, climate change will have to have a more systemic approach looking at all these issues.